Well, here we are, guys. We're, 5 days into the new update and new season as well. Although, really, from my point of view, the fact that we've got a new season is almost irrelevant. It's inconsequential at this point because the game changes. The game has changed so much that that side of everything has completely overshadowed the fact that, hey, there's this at stage 23, there's that at stage 75. It's like, I couldn't care less, honestly. The game has changed so much that just wrapping my head around the new mechanics, the new feel of the game, the skills, the equipment, the consumables changes, just getting my head around everything and then putting that info together. Oh, see you later. ELC on ELC. Bye-bye. Just getting all that together for you guys has been it's been an enjoyable task. I will admit I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed getting to grips with this update, and I've really enjoyed bringing you the content, and I've actually really enjoyed the feedback from everybody, and it's apparently been very, very helpful for a lot of you. So that makes me feel good. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the content. I'm glad you're finding it helpful, and I'm glad that the time I'm spending on these videos is worthwhile. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the feedback and the suggestions and the changes and what have you. I really appreciate it. But let's have a look at the update article. I did this before the update went live, and I just figured, hey, let's just look at it again, and I can provide you with my feedback on what they changed because, well, I've played it now. I can actually tell you what I think. So, regiment banners. This is my Ricky regiment banner. The black cat is, well, that's Blackadder, my cat, in my logo. So we've gone. Well, I've decided to go with the black cat because, you know, it fits. But that's my banner. Yeah, cool. I like it. I would kind of like to see the regiment banner show up behind a commander or next to the tank in the MVP screen. So if you get first, second, or third, you've got your 2D crew, your 3D crew standing there, and then these banners clearly are the sort of stake type that you could hang. There'd be a T shape. The banner hangs off the crossbar at the top, and at the back there'd be a stake running all the way down that you could drive into the ground and just have it standing there. So I can see that being a thing, you know, in the future. Hopefully, have this staked in the ground next to your commander to say, hey, I'm Ricky Tikki Tavi, I've got second place, I'm in the Ricky crew, and here's the Ricky banner. That would be nice, because at the moment, yeah, you can create it, but no one really sees it, so I would be nice if that were more visible to everybody. Okay, so what have we got next? The regiment traits. Actually, I've forgotten to put my regiment traits in there. Whoops. The quality of life update, though. Commander skills, equipment, and consumables. This is obviously the massive one. I personally have really, really enjoyed respecking everything because I was doing the same thing on so many tanks, and I was putting the same crew into so many tanks that there was absolutely, it was so stale. The game felt really stale and bland. This update has brought some spice, it's brought some flavour to the game, and I really like that. I mean, some people are really upset that they've got to respec all their crews. For me, I just look at that as, oh hey, I've got an opportunity here to customise this crew in a way that I hadn't done before. I've got a way to customise this tank in a way I hadn't done before. I've got a way to make the play even better. So for me personally, I haven't got a problem with that. I'm cool with it. So if you're someone that's got a problem with it, then, well, I guess that's on you, innit? But for the most part, the crew and equipment changes, they are what they are. The really big change is the change to the concealment, and I've had a lot of people comment and say they think it's a bug. They think that there's something going wrong with the game, and I had to have a conversation with someone from Wargaming, and I had to keep pushing the point to find out exactly what was going on. So for those that if you want clarification, I'm still contemplating doing a video on this, but I'm not sure how I would, because I don't still fully understand how it works myself. But basically, prior to this update, there are two sides to the spotting mechanic. One is your tank's view range, and that's one element. One element is your tank's view range. Shot the ground, nice one. And the other element is the target's concealment. Prior to this update, there was no balance to this mechanic. Concealment was everything. View range didn't matter at all. All in Cold War, view range didn't matter at all, really. You could have the best view range in the game, but that Weasel or that ELC was still the 32 or 35 meter proxy spot. Doesn't matter how good your view range was. So the balance was heavily in favor of concealment. What this update has done is it's made spotting more powerful. I say that. They've brought balance to the system, but how they've brought balance to the system, I don't know. Did they nerf concealment and improve spotting? Or did they leave concealment as it was and just massively buff spotting? I don't know. I don't know how they brought the balance here, but balance has been brought. So now, even if you've got, I don't know, what's from memory on one of my tanks, even if I've got my Object 120, if I've got 295 meters of concealment, I'll go into a game, and if someone on the enemy team has very good view range, I won't have 295 meters of concealment. I will have 480 meters of concealment, because their ability to spot is overpowering my ability to conceal myself. So old days, concealment was everything, and it overpowered view range spotting. Now Wargaming have brought it in line, and that's fine. I haven't got a problem with that, but the thing that I think could have been better is, I think Wargaming could have done a better job of explaining to the community, especially those that play Cold War. They could have done a better job of explaining the mechanic hasn't changed. It's always been there. It's always been the same since day one. But we, Wargaming, have tweaked the numbers. We've tweaked the formula. We've tweaked whatever it is that's introducing this visible change. Because to say to the community, oh, nothing's changed, is like, yeah, strictly speaking, you're right. Because from your point of view, the mechanic is still there. The mechanic hasn't changed. But from the community's point of view, we're seeing something that's different. So rather than just saying nothing's changed, and being completely unhelpful, there needs to be a better explanation as to what has changed and precisely how it's changed. Because the explanation I've just provided you guys, that's as good as I know. You can be in the garage and you can say, here's my concealment value, but you'll go into a game and it'll be something else. And how exactly is that worked out? We have a rough idea, but when you're in game, it would be nice to know, okay, my concealment is exactly this now. Because for Cold War players, the numbers were actually mattered. I would use range to determine, okay, this is how close I can and can't get to someone. If I'm 40 meters away from them, I'm not going to get spotted, and I would work out that range. So it's really early days for me understanding this. Hopefully that explanation works, but it's been this side of the update's been rough for everybody. It's been, well, I say everybody. Mediums and heavies aren't really that affected. Tank destroyers have been affected a lot, and light tanks have as well. So yeah, it would be nice if Wargaming would explain that a little bit better, but hey, I don't mind the changes. I think the games are a lot more tactical now. For me anyway, the games are lasting longer, they're more tactical, they're more well thought out. And the really key thing that I've noticed is I've been playing the Conquerors. I've even been playing my Chieftain in Era 2. And prior to this update, it was not fun playing the Chieftain or the Conquerors. They're actually fun now. because they're not being absolutely ripped apart by these light tanks that are going a million miles an hour, shredding everything and just scooting off again unseen and invisible. The heavies and mediums now feel more viable to me, and I'm enjoying them more, and I can't really complain that much about this update. There is one thing though, I will say this. There is one thing about this update that I really don't like, and that is the 50-meter proxy spot. I recorded it. This is the clip I'm going to be talking about, but I died in this clip here because proxy spot at 50 meters detected me. I had the slip on this T55. He didn't know I was circling around the rock. I had outsmarted him, and he could have seen me if he was using, if he used all the resources available to him, which is, adjusting the third-person camera to look over the rock. He could have seen me. But no, he got the spot handed to him because of a game mechanic. And for me, I didn't lose there because I got outplayed. I lost because the game just handed it to the T55, and I don't like that. I don't think the proxy spot in Cold War needs to be 50 meters because we've got True Vision. In World War II, yeah, I get it. But when you've got True Vision, why do you need that? Why do you need that crutch as well? Like, come on. Like, that's the only thing that's really, really annoyed me about this update. But for the most part, the rest of it, I really, really like. I really like the terrain resistance changes. I like the changes to the equipment, the crew skills, the consumables. I like it all. And I've played every single type of vehicle, as you guys know. I've had to do that for the videos that I've produced this week. I really, really like it. I really like Wargaming, what Wargaming has done. For the most part, the proxy spot really is the only thing I strongly dislike. But really, if that's the only thing I dislike, then I can't say that this has been a bad update. I think this has been a good update. This has been solid update. And there have been very few issues with it as well. No bugs apart. Well, I say no bugs. The low noise exhaust being available for some of the autocannon only light tanks is a bit of a hiccup. That was a slight hiccup in one of my videos, but aside from that, no, I can't really fault this update. I think it's been fantastic. I really think it's been what the game needed, and those people that are struggling with respecing their crews or whatever, then that's a temporary thing. As soon as you've respected them, you won't have to worry about it. You can just then carry on playing the game the same way you always have. So yeah, I don't see it as an issue. Like, even if you've got 50, 100 crews, it's just it's an opportunity to improve your crews. It's an opportunity to improve your tanks. It's an opportunity to have some variation in the gameplay. And the inconvenience of having to respec them is like, yeah, I get it. It's inconvenient for, 5 minutes? And then you play the tank and you play it a little bit more, and then you respec another crew, which is, an extra 5 minutes, and then another crew. So, mate, you might spend 15 minutes respecing crews in a game session, but what's that? 2, 3 games that you miss out on? Like, it's not a big deal. It can be done. It's fine. So, yeah. There we go. That's my take on this update. I really, really like it. I like the way Wargaming have implemented these changes. And I look forward to seeing what they do in the future. I think we do need bigger maps. But hey, Wargaming know that. And again, we'll see what they do. Alright guys, that is all I've got for this video. If you've enjoyed it, please leave it a like. If not a dislike, subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in the next one.